Good morning, everyone. Okay, there's a project that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, but just haven't really had everything to do it with, and I may still not have everything to do it with, but do you guys remember when I showed you my little underwater scene that I did in that sphere? This little dude. And remember, I told you I did it the wrong direction because I left that, and so I called that my portal, so you can look down inside there and see. Well, I want to recreate this scene, but on a much larger scale. And this is my larger scale. And let me see. This is a 4.5 by 4.5 square, which is also 4 inches deep. So I've got lots of little things that I'm going to incorporate into this little scene. And I've got sand, and then I have all of these little underwater things, shells, characters, and then when I go to Colorado, I always pick up rocks because I love rocks. So I've got lots, hold on. My other two rocks were over there. Because Colorado, I don't know if you know this, but on the Thompson River in Colorado, their river is just riddled along the banks with granite. And so you can pick up any size of granite rock along that river. And so the last time I was there, which was last summer, I picked up a bunch of those rocks, and then this is actually fool's gold, and so it sparkles, so I thought that would be kind of cool. Also more fool's gold. So anyway, I'm gonna build a bottom, put some rocks in there, and then we're gonna start adding things. So this is gonna go in layers, obviously, and we're gonna create a cute little underwater scene. So I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible. So we'll see how it goes, and then on the very top, when it's all done, I may make some waves and put a little boat on top. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but this has been an idea in my head for a very long time. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll figure it out on the way. But I definitely am going to start from the bottom up. So this is going to be my top. So I am going to mix up some resin and get the bottom part of it poured, and then we'll have to let that cure, and then we'll come back and start with the next layer. All right, we'll be right back. Okay guys, got my resin mixed up, and I am using the Let's Resin 1:1, and you guys are probably wondering why I'm on fish or sea creatures or whatever all of a sudden. I think it's because it's almost spring here, and days are getting longer. It's almost our daylight savings time, so it's staying lighter longer, and so summer is upon us, and I just feel that urge And a long time ago, I used to have two 50-gallon aquariums, and I just love fish, tropical fish. My sister in Colorado, when we go out to see her, she has a gigantic aquarium that's in her entryway, and it's really pretty, and she has cameras in her house, and she purposely gave me access to her camera that faces that aquarium, and so I can get on that camera and I can watch her aquarium, because I don't have one of my own anymore. And so I know, isn't that funny? Okay, so I got my sand mixed up with some rocks, some colorful rocks in there with a little bit of sparkle to them, and we're going to put that down in the bottom to start off. Okay, I think that's going to do it for this layer. So I'm going to go ahead and let that cure, and then we'll come back for our second layer, because I don't want to disturb anything in there. Everything in there can cure, and then it'll stay there. And then when I go to pour more resin on it, then it won't move. Okay? All right, we'll be back when that's cured. Hi everyone, welcome back. This part is cured. So we are going to add the next layer of resin. And then we're going to come back in a couple hours, and I'm going to add some stuff once it gets a little goopy. I got to go in here. I had to UV resin some stuff. To add some things after it got sticky enough so that it wouldn't float up. I'll show you what I put in there. I put some plants. I put an inner tube. I UV resin that, and then I stuck some plants and stuff in the resin, so it's all solid. The only thing that's not solid are these green rocks, and I don't know if they'll stay down or not. If they don't, then I'll just pick them out. So let me get my resin over here because it's all mixed up. I just got to add some color to it. So I was reading on the Google today because I was trying to figure out if, because I was looking at what color the actual ocean is, and according to Google, the ocean is actually a navy blue, and the deeper you go, the darker navy blue it is. Well, of course, you also have sunlight shining in from atop. So obviously I can't have any sunlight shining in atop my piece. So I am going to use definitely a lighter blue because navy would be way too dark. And why the ocean is blue is because of the sky. The water is actually clear. And the reason it's clear is because there's no sediment floating in the water. And so the water is as clear as like the water you and I drink. Because when you pick it up, like if you took a glass and dipped into the ocean and put it in a clear glass, it would be clear. It wouldn't be blue. But the reason it's blue is because of the sky. The sky is blue, and so it makes the water blue. Geography lesson for today. Just cleaning up my paddle here. And I'm only going to pour about 3 inches, maybe. I don't know. I haven't decided yet because I don't want to, and then I'll come back and do the very last layer because I don't want a line. There's already going to be a line at the bottom because this ended up curing completely because I wasn't paying attention. Okay. Let me pour some of this into another cup because this one is quite full. Separated here a little bit. And then I don't have to worry about it flash curing on me either. Okay, I'm going to use my carnelian blue, and I'm not going to make it very dark. So that was 3 drops. And they say it's darker at the bottom. So, think I'm just going to drop a couple drops in here and then just pour it in there and leave the striations, because I did that with my other one, my little sphere, and I really liked it. Okay, now I'm going to pour on my stick. That's what I was going to do. Just pour on my stick. Gosh, that didn't even hardly make a dent. Okay, now I am going to blow a heat gun in there to get rid of any bubbles. Let everything get settled. Oops. Did you see that? I hit that and it melted it. Oops, oops, oops. Okay. This time, I'm not going to quite go so dark. Because I want to be able to see everything under the water. I was going to put scuba diver in there, but my scuba diver is really big. So I don't think I'm going to be putting a scuba diver in this one. I don't have any other scuba divers. Gosh, I could have made a lot more, but that's okay. That was 8 ounces. And I didn't want to use deep pour because it takes so long to cure. And you can't really put deep pour under your curing machine. It don't like that. I've tried it. It just heats up way too fast. see how much that is. It's about 1.5 inches. So I could have probably did a little bit more, but I won't risk it. I won't risk it. Okay guys, we'll come back in a couple hours and I'll probably pour some more and then I'll put some gadgets in. So, because that's not quite deep enough. I want it to be about up to here before I put some stuff in there. So, we'll be back. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Well, guys, I don't know what happened, but I was pouring the third layer on here. I poured the second layer, waited 2 hours till it was tacky, like I always have done in the past, and poured the third layer, and I don't know, I was waiting, gosh, it was probably an hour, and came back in and was placing my little fishies, and as soon as I placed those fish in there, the resin started getting really thick and started getting hot. I don't know if there was something, maybe because these were painted with acrylic paint. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden the resin just literally started getting hot and started to flash. So I had to put a fan on it to cool it down, which helped, because if I wouldn't have done that, this whole project would have been ruined. But like I said, it was perfectly fine until I added the fish. So I don't know if there was a chemical reaction with those fish. I mean, they came that way already. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal was, but something caused a reaction in there. And so anyway, I saved it. I slowed down that process by putting a fan on it, and so it's not going to hurt anything. It is cured up to this point. I did, you know, you won't be able to see any of this nonsense once I put this final layer on it. And I poured in the same depth, 1 inch, and that's the way I was pouring the whole time, and never had any issues with anything. So I don't know. It was as soon as I dropped in these fish is when it happened. Like within minutes. As soon as I put in those fish, it did that. So I don't know. You guys probably should watch when you buy these things, you know, from Amazon, whether or not they're compatible with resin, because apparently those must not be. So anyway, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get my next level poured and get it ready for what I'm going to put on top. And then when that's all cured, this level's cured, then I'm going to come back to you and show you what I'm going to do on the top. So, okay, I'll be back when that's ready. Thanks, guys. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Okay, we are, gosh, I don't know how I'm getting resin everywhere, but who knows. Okay, we are back, ready for the next step. I got the last layer in there, and I got my little boat in there. I just realized I put the boat in that direction versus the other direction, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. So the next step is I'm going to use the hand-painted epoxy resin, and I'm going to create some waves on top of the water. So I'm going to mix up some of this, and the hand-painted epoxy resin is a 2-to-1 by weight. So it's 2 of part A and 1 of part B. I was watching some YouTube videos last night and crafting with Carla. Go Carla! She's really been using a lot of this, and I had been waiting and waiting and waiting for her to use this for stained glass, and she finally did a video, and I'm proud of her. She did it. And it works great for that. So now I get to try it. I was waiting for her to do it. Because I wanted to see how she did it. So now, Carla, I get to copy off of you. All right. So that's what I'm going to leave that like. We'll let that cure. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to put some white, just dab some white on top of it so that it looks like whitecaps. So yeah. All right. We'll come back when that's ready. All right. Bye. Good evening, y'all. Guess what? This is finally cured. Okay. I put it in underneath my resin curing machine for like, I think 3 hours, and it's finally cured. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I put a little bit of the Let's Resin colored UV resin white and just a tiny bit of the Let's Resin ocean white. And so I've got a pretty good white in here, and I'm just gonna use this little brush, this little brush here, and I'm just gonna take some of this off of here first, because I don't want that much on here. And I'm just gonna dab. Okay guys, are you ready to get this out of here? I don't have a clue how to get it out of here, but we're going to give it a shot. I'm assuming I'm going to need some alcohol because I've never demolded anything like this before. I mean, it looks like it's going to come right out. Let's see if it does. I think the bottom's got to be broke. Bottom. Oh, look at that. Look how easy that is. That's awesome. And voila. That's cool. Wipe it off here. Sharp, sharp edges. The other night when I was demolding something, oh, Lord, sliced my finger right open. All right. So let me put another glove on so I don't put fingerprints on it. I mean, it's fully cured, but I don't want to put fingerprints on it. Oh, looky there, pink and blue. I'm out of blue ones, so. Okay. Let me take you down off the thing just a second here. Okay. Move it out here to the edge. So that's from one side. Can you guys see? And you can see on the top how it looks like there's waves on the water. Sorry, I need to stop moving the camera around. That's the back side. And I made the coral out of UV resin. Isn't that cool? And then there's the other side. And then here's the front. Now, let me put it up on, I'll be right back. Okay, I put it on my turntable. Can you guys see the little, what is it called? Jellyfish. Can you see the little jellyfish in there? When I put the rock in there and poured the second layer, it had bubbles coming up from the rock. So when I put the second layer of, or the third layer of whatever UV, while this one was curing, I stuck that little jellyfish inside the bubbles. So it looks like the jellyfish is coming up with bubbles trailing behind him. Isn't that cute? So I ended up with colored layers. You can't really see it, but you can. Like on this layer, you can really see it because, and I don't know, if you sand those, will they go away or do they stay? I don't know. And then that's the back side. And that dolphin right there, he's made out of carved bone. I've had that dolphin for probably 20 years. So I decided to put him inside something. So yeah, it's a cute little underwater scene. I like it. I don't like the lines, but I don't think there's a way to avoid that. Even though I waited 2 hours in between, you know, each layer, you know, they say if you just wait a couple hours and then pour your next layer, it doesn't show the lines. Well, it did on this. So, and then, you know, when you look at the side view of the water, it really looks like waves on top of there. So, all in all, I think it turned out pretty good. Can't even tell that that one layer flash cured at all. So, yeah. What do you guys think? I think it turned out great. I like it. Well, there you go, guys. Here's my project that's been in my brain forever and ever, amen. So tell me what you think. Tell me what you would have done differently, or what you would have done maybe to get rid of lines or whatever. since this is the first time I've ever done this, maybe there's a, other than pouring deep pour, I know, but I couldn't have been able to place all these different things in here in deep pour at the stages that I placed them, because in deep pour it's one pour and that's it. So yeah, I like it. All right, guys, that's it. This is this project complete. I appreciate y'all coming in with me. Give me some ideas. Tell me what you think, what you would do different, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you on the next project. Good night, everyone. Love y'all. Bye.